so high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
Hello, hello. Welcome to people coming in. Please let me know that you can hear me okay. I apologise for the picture. I didn't seem to bring my camera home from what I was doing at the studio yesterday, even though I remember putting it in the box and taping up the box. Or at least I believe I did. Really, really bizarre. Anyway, it's not there. I've got the box and it was taped up, but there's no camera. So, yeah, so I'm really hoping that it's at my studio when I'm going on Wednesday. And yeah, I don't really know, blame it on the fairies, but yeah, it's just like really, really weird. So that's that. Yeah, I don't have my hair down, so I'm doing yeah, hope it looks all right. But it is what it is. I have been cleaning all day. It's a Monday, the opposite to a spring clean, an autumn clean, a winter clean, because honestly my room is a tip. And some things happened over the weekend with a couple of friends, and I just felt like I needed a day just to sort of clear out things. I did a Reiki this morning, whatever people think of that, but it was like someone that sort of does them virtually, so I've like not really done that before, so I don't really know what to feel, but oh my god, it actually, something about it changed me. It was one specific for like a big change, so I just thought like the weekends being a bit heavy for me, which has sort of really upset me, kind of with things that happened, because I don't like to have conflicts and things like that. But yeah, so I just kind of needed to release things, so that is what it is. But yeah, now I'm sort of in three minds of like what to do tonight crafty wise. I've got my knitting down on my feet, and my painting here, but what I really wanted to do was a bit of a mood board thing, which I don't really think, obviously I don't have anything to do with mood board here, but I kind of thought maybe I would write down some words and then do I don't have my paintings here, they're at the top, but I've done these like paintings before where they're sort of I was writing on canvas and doing sort of writing on canvas like a kind of either affirmations or sort of to go along with questions. So like sort of to say something like you're talking about someone that had, like what like you're grateful for and things like that. So hey Maya, are you able to jump in? Did you get the link? I don't know why. Oh right, yeah, I'll send you an email, no problem. Yeah, sorry. What am I going for? I can't remember where I sent it all to you last time, what email. And yeah, so you're sort of like kind of, yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry, she's saying that the link disappeared throughout messenger chat. So yeah, so you can, yeah, like answer like a question like sort of what you're grateful for, or what, you know, like sort of what's disappointing you at the time and things like that. So I kind of want to do a bit of a what do I want from this new change, because I've had a bit of a big thing happen in my business recently, where a partnership I had is sadly coming to a close next month. You know, through nothing other than like business. They basically want a way to do things a bit cheaper, which kind of is what it is. We were an outside company doing work for them. So, you know, nothing, yeah, sort of underboard kind of thing. But it's, yeah, just kind of having me think a lot about, yeah, you know, sort of like what I want next for me and the business. No, that's not you. Sorry. Where do I find it? God, it's come and gone. Can't see where your email is. Send items, there we go. So yeah, so I'm kind of sort of, you know, introspect on that, as well as anything that is sorry, oh no, maybe that was you. Oh dear. Right, I'm just going to reply all to that. What was I going to say? Yeah. So I'm just trying to sort of, oh come on, yeah, introspect on that, and yeah, sort of like where I want to go, but all equally, oh gosh, sorry, I'm terrible at like doing two things at once. Yes, so right, hopefully that link has gone to everyone that was on the original email. Yeah, so I want to yeah, also look at myself and kind of things maybe sort of personally that I want to sort of change within this time. Yeah, because I saw something recently and they were saying about how it's you know, you shouldn't wait until January, you know, like your January what's it, New Year's resolutions, that's the word. Yeah, you know, that you shouldn't just wait until January to do that, you know, like if you feel it's time to do it now, then sort of do it now. If you feel like it's sort of in kind of 6 months time, then do it then. So yeah, so it's just a bit of all that. And quite frankly, all the online drama is getting me a bit over it. So yeah, so I'm trying to put me in the picture and yeah, think of it sort of broader really. Yeah, I hope that everyone's had a good Monday. It's been incredibly chilly and rainy here in Brighty. And it's so funny, actually. I saw this someone that I follow on Facebook who, well, obviously I don't go on there that much, but when there's like, when I do, then I usually like see he's got some like story going on, and he I'm trying to see what silence paper I want. He posted a couple of videos of like the snow, and he's down in Brighton, and I was like, what, it's snowing down in Brighton? I told everyone yesterday about it, because yesterday was even chillier, mostly because I'd actually gone outside, whereas today I've just been inside all day. And it turns out they're in Europe, in Warsaw, so yeah, of course it's going there. So yeah, I feel a bit silly. Being one of those people that like jumps on with false information, but hey ho. Mostly only my family that I told, to be honest. So they'll soon see when they see the weather that it actually wasn't snowing, but. Oh, and I've seen a way to get music in the background, which you saw my make along yesterday. You all know that I was sort of talking about that. So so when I do one of those again, I will be able to have some music in the background, which will be nice, because obviously they're more about me being able to get on with work, and kind of anyone that's wanting to having a bit of a look into my work life, and get some ASMR in there with the sewing machine, and just all that sort of stuff. But then sort of obviously having the music will just be a bit nicer, I think. Right. And to be honest, because I couldn't get into the kitchen to cook until like half an hour ago. No, sorry, more than that. 40 minutes ago. I had to then rush doing my dinner before this, because I went from not being that hungry to then being very hungry. With my housemate, I didn't get out of the kitchen quick enough, so I otherwise I would have been more prepared for tonight and sort out some music, but hey ho. Right. I'm hoping people will come join me soon, bring in the conversation. Trying to think what to write. I feel like my one word that I always think when I kind of do anything is stability. How have I spelled it right? Because that has been something that has really kind of weirdly plagued me throughout my sort of, or over sort of like the past few years, really. I'd say sort of the past 5, if anything. Been kind of tough, and just when like I feel like I have something, then it kind of gets taken away. In my personal life, I've had some ups and downs with business, but that's sort of very usual. And I sort of try not to take sort of too much hardship about that. But then since the pandemic, I'm probably not even meant to say that, but anyway, I'm saying it twice. Since then, I have been incredibly lucky in my business. And we've been doing very, very well. But, sort of, it doesn't mean that obviously kind of when a change comes that it doesn't still sort of get to me a little bit. So that's kind of one of those things. And then, so I just kind of overall kind of want stability, it's sort of a partner, sort of good friendships, and and sort of regular income, really. Which actually I will put a heart, and a pound sign to represent both of those. And so that, and then if I always try to sort of do plenty of hikes and things. I'm going to call this New Beginnings. For a happy present, because quite frankly, you can't kind of think of everything as being sort of like that you're going to like change like for the future, because the future will never come, kind of thing. It's like when someone says I'll do that tomorrow, it's like tomorrow never comes, because it's always sort of the next day. So I want to be always in the present. So my hiking, for good health. Do a little mountain range with that. Then I want to travel more. To see the world. Oh, interesting. Just had an interesting text from someone about an opportunity as well. So we will see what happens with that. Let me do a little playing for that. I forget what a plane looks like there. Although actually I'm doing a plane, I would like to do more train travel actually. Particularly when sort of like as part of the holiday. Because yeah, particularly Europe has some like really nice train routes. I'd like to do the one. Mayor, I don't see you. You're right in the backstage. No. Do you see me? That's really weird. Or you're not coming on? Is that what you mean? Checking my emails. Yeah, weird. Where are you? I'm confused as to what link I've sent you. If you haven't got here, what? The only where are we? It's the only thing that I've got set up. So it's got like you're in another evening show. Where is my StreamYard? Where have you gone? There we go. Yeah. Right, I'm going to send it again. This is so bizarre. Oh, and obviously I sent, like, you have to probably go down the email because it's in the, I just sent it, like replied to another email. So maybe that's what it is. No, it should have come through like that. Right, I'm sending it again. And it should be, it looks to me like it's the same link. Hey, there you are. Right, I'm going to add you if you're all right. Hello. Oh,
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
You wrong? Do you want me to take you off? Or you're all right?
I just have the sound double sound. How can I mute? How can I mute? Oh goodness.
Do you have a window open as well? Like a YouTube window?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, because someone said it was this, it was better to look at the YouTube because it was the delay wasn't so bad. But then I had
so mute that, because that's what I have one on, but then I mute that one to then have this one on.
Yeah, I have muted one, so it's fine.
Let me know when it's all good.
Yeah, it's Is there a way I can stream to my channel?
Unfortunately not. I need to have the next tier up with the StreamYard thing.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
if people, I will part of my banger. If people wish to pay in to help me purchase the next tier up, then you can go to my Buy Me a Coffee, and there's like there's a link in that where people can help me sort of purchase it, kind of thing. Donate, that's the word. Yeah, donate into that, and then sort of when it gets to a certain point, then I'll sort of put in sort of 50 quid kind of thing. But
do you
yeah,
pay that do you pay that once, or do you pay every month?
Yeah. So I would get like the yearly one,
Okay, yeah.
rather than sort of every month.
Yeah.
Just because I kind of prefer to do things like that.
Yeah.
But until then, we have the the duck emoji. But yeah, unfortunately, I have enough to pay for in my life and with my business. So
yeah, no, I was in another chat the other day on Thanksgiving, and I set up the 24-hour you have to wait and stuff. So it's just to try.
Yeah, exactly. I had the free trial when I first came on. So that was really cool, because you could sort of stream to like everyone's channel, but now I'm off of that.
So do you pay for do you pay for this one?
No, this one's totally free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you get like the next tier up, you can do your own logo. People can stream to their own channel, and and then I think that's sort of like the main perks, really. I think that everything else is the same as what this one is, until then you go to like the next one where you can have like even more people on the stream. But I find that a bit much when too many people's on. But how are you been? How was your weekend?
It was good. Nothing special happened. No news is good news. We used to say that.
Definitely. Yeah. I was saying mine was a little bit sort of chaotic in a way on Saturday night. And it's sort of sort of obviously ruined a bit of my Sunday and things like that. I had to get up for work, and I'd only got like 3.5 hours sleep, so not really the best. But yeah, that was it. And then today I've just been tidying up.
What I did see something about the art show or something. Did you do some art show stuff this weekend?
Oh yeah. On Friday night, that was the Tate Modern had a late night evening, so that you can go around the museum, and there's little sort of events on, often talks and things, and you can drink at the same time. There's DJ and everything. So I went there, and there was a thing where you could create your own artwork that was based around a poem. And they really liked it, so they were like, "Oh, we can put it up on the wall if you want." And like your artwork's displayed in the Tate, and I was like, "Oh my god!" So and the woman like took some photos of me, and I posted on my Instagram about it. Yeah, it was really, really fun, actually. It was an interesting, it's sort of like kind of what I'm doing here, this sort of writing affirmations and things, but I've never thought about doing it with a poem. And actually, from one of the poems, I took one of the sentences and then wrote like my own poem around that, which was really interesting because I'm not much of a writer, but yeah, I really like that. Something different.
So do you write now, or do you paint, draw something?
So what I was saying I'm doing here is so I'm trying to do this sort of new like have a new start kind of. I've had some stuff go on with my business. A partnership has come to an end, or it's coming to an end, and then obviously like stuff that happened sort of personally over that sort of the weekend and things that I just kind of want to, you know, sort of like brush away everything and just sort of really kind of write down like my intentions of kind of what I want going forward. And then I create them into art pieces, which I will grab one. So I've done this is one that I've done before. So you write under it, and I just do it in pencil. Oh, sorry, I'm getting all caught up. Just do it in pencil, and then you sort of paint over the top and things like that. So it's kind of it just sort of makes it a bit more than just sort of writing in a book or like a diary kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so it's and it's sort of kind of, you can do it around anything like affirmations, sort of writing down like what you're grateful for and things like that. It's like a bit of and sort of often like people will do like a meditation before and things like that.
I've never been able to do that. I don't know.
What meditation?
I don't know why. No, in writing stuff like thoughts and write down your. It's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not the best with it, to be honest.
Sometimes if I get in the right corner, if I should say, I can maybe I can write a poem, or write some like a small story or something, just to get it off my chest or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like writing my writing my goals, writing my if I'm going to, it has to be a list. Like, okay, you have to do this and this and this and this, like a shopping list or something.
Yeah, I'm a big one for lists as well.
I'm not. I can't focus. I just get annoyed, and I can't focus, and then I think of something else, and no.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I get that. I end up doing lists of lists.
Yeah. I have this.
Yeah.
I have this app on my phone where I had this list because when I'm packing and going away, if I'm going somewhere, I'm a horrible packer. I pack so much stuff that I can be away for a whole year if I in any kind of weather even. So then I made a list like, okay, I'm going here, and like the spikes out like, okay, you have to do this and this and then out from there like underwear, socks, and the phone and the iPad and the cords and the dogs and everything is so everything, so I can just look, okay, so I can pack, but I still take too much, but I take too much because I'm afraid to forget something. So just in case.
Definitely. That's the thing, and it's always like, oh, what if like sort of it rains and then like that gets too wet, so then I need to get something dry.
And even if I'm just I have this place like I have to drive for an hour, so
Oh,
it's not like I'm going to the other part of the world. I'm just if I forgot something that was really necessary, I could just drive home again. But well, I I, I just can't. I cannot pack, and it's so long ago since I took a plane, and where you have to.
Ah,
Well, yeah, some years ago. But then I was going to the hospital, so I was staying in the hospital, so I wasn't for surgery. So I didn't
yeah.
need so much stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing. It's sort of yeah, I think there's like such a skill to like packing sort of quite precisely, you know, sort of, I don't know, I'm in a group on Facebook actually that's like girls that like to travel, and like people have sort of photos and videos about like how they pack you know, sort of for like so sort of precisely for like a long trip, but they're like, oh, you know, like you have to roll it up and you only take this and you only take that, because if you need anything else, then, you know, sort of you buy it when you're out there and all this sort of stuff. And I'm just like, oh gosh, yeah, I can't.
yeah, I really struggle with that. But now I just remember when I was 18, I was on Interrail.
Ah, yeah.
So we took a train down in Europe, and we were away for almost 4 weeks, and with just the things on your back in your backpack, and now I can and plus we bought stuff. We actually we did buy stuff and put in the backpack, and I don't know how I don't think I could do that now.
No, exactly.
Yeah, that's weird. I never thought I have never thought about it. But now I'm so used to having a car, so I can just put everything in the car, and I doesn't have to think about it too much. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, I get what you mean. It's yeah, I remember when I had my car and it was sort of like you kind of yeah, go everywhere with it, you know. It's sort of like, but like
yeah,
now that I don't, and it's so because I'm sort of fairly central London, it's sort of yeah, things like public transport, but then you've got to think sort of, oh, you know, I don't want to like lug all this stuff everywhere. And I'm fairly close into London, but still it's a bit of a, you know, it's kind of an hour out. Well, like sort of 40 minutes, but kind of yeah, like to mine from sort of where I work. And then so like sort of, so if I'm going out in the evening, I will prefer to just sort of go straight from my studio rather than sort of coming back home to change and then go back out, you know, like it could be like sort of like 2 hour sort of round thing, and that's being quick with changing. So yes, you know, whereas out from where I work it's like sort of 30 minutes to anywhere really. So yeah, it's and you've got to like think ahead all the time.
yeah. So I might have to hop off for a second if I'm babysitting my friend's dog.
Oh, that's fine.
And her son was going to come and pick her up, and I can't get hold of him. So she's here, and
no.
when he rings, or I disconnected the doorbell because kids keep running, and the dog just goes crazy. So I said, okay, I just have to knock on the door. So, and they go completely cuckoo banana. So I just have to mute myself and go and
no problem.
Get her out. So just so you know, if in case I just disappear.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem.
Yeah, the boy is 16 years old, and he's going to be home alone now for a week. And
Oh no.
he was going to for the first time, and he so he was going to have some responsibility for the dog, but like I said, I still haven't seen him, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't get the mom didn't send me his phone number, so I did. So yeah, I just have to wait.
No. Yeah, that's hard.
It's okay.
I'm excited about this stream that Heather's going to do on Sunday. I don't know sort of what time or anything she's thinking, but for the disability awareness.
Oh yeah.
International disability awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be fun. So everyone that kind of watches this, be aware to check out for another channel appearing on the YouTubes.
On Thanksgiving, I was on. They had the 24-hour stream going.
Oh yeah.
So I popped
How was
on
that?
there in the middle of the night because I had this pain in my arm. I had this nerve tumor that hurts sometimes really bad. So I just figured, okay, I can just jump on. So it was very nice, and I liked the concept to have a place to not so people that celebrate Thanksgiving, of course, doesn't have to be alone and can hang out for a bit. So
Yeah. Oh, nice.
it was really nice, and I was thinking maybe if some of them wanted to pop on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because they are. I don't know if you know them, Tiffany.
Probably from chats. I don't think I've been in streams of any of those guys.
Joni Cummings.
Oh, actually, she might have been on one of Chad's ones. I'm not sure.
Probably, yeah. I have only people I know. I just know people from the SPTV stuff. So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's annoying. That's why I put that link in the messenger. You know, because like more people are in that than what I know.
I don't know. I don't know what was wrong with the link, and because it popped up and then it was gone, and now the mail you sent, there was no link, but so the link I connected to first, I think was the last stream. So now I just had to, because I'm not so clever, I didn't know what to do. So, but okay, I just copy and paste the link and the StreamYard popped up. And so because there was no link, so because I was texting with Brian right before, and he said, "Oh, sure, I will pop on." If he so. But he didn't
so
see
I sent it. Yeah, so he should have got that as well. But yeah, if you want to, you can obviously message him and tell him. Because I believe he was on that email chain.
Yeah, it was.
Because I've not seen him for ages, so it'd be cool. I feel like there's been so much dramas happening that a lot of people have sort of taken some time for themselves.
Yeah, it felt like we were. It felt now when there's not so many channels, it's like a void.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah. You go. That's fine.
I will mute it so you don't have to.
Oh, right. back to just me rambling. These are the weirdest streams where like you don't have much in chat. There must be other people doing stuff. And yeah, I'm not as good as some for sort of just riffing. But I hope everyone, had a good weekend, no matter what you were celebrating or anything. Hey, is everything all right?
Yeah, it wasn't him because they
Ah,
if they hear a noise sound, they just exploding. This was nothing, so I.
Oh, that's all right. Dogs will be dogging.
Yeah, my dog barks that together they are.
Oh.
Mira, slut Mira. Lägg kunna. Vent.
Oh, I had one of my classes over the weekend was a virtual class. Gosh, it was it was fun and everything, but it's been a while since I've done one like that, so it sort of took me a while to get into the flow of it.
So like a
yeah, so like one on the
live
computer,
like a Zoom.
Yeah. I don't have many of them, but yeah, obviously, it's good like for people that can't come to the studio.
Yeah.
But she sent me she wrote a good review, but a very long one, very detailed about the issues that we had with the like the link sort of for getting it wrong, because I didn't do Zoom because I sort of don't do enough to be able to pay for the longer streams, so I did it through Google Meet for once, which was fine, but she was like in this review like that she had some issues getting on and this and the other, and obviously I had issues because my computer didn't want to work, so I had to do it from my phone. And it's just like it always makes me laugh when I get people that sort of do reviews like that, because it's just like, you can email me, like sort of your kind of intimate issues with what happened. Like, I don't know, I don't see why someone needs to write that in a review, because I'd never do that. But yeah, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
As long as it's not a one store, I don't mind.
Like technical stuff, it's hard to compete with if you.
Yeah, exactly. Also, like, it's so hard, I find, when sort of people kind of do stuff like that and then they hello Po, they're like kind of expecting it to be as if it was in person, so because she sort of said about how it's that she had to figure out how to use her iPad to show me what her machine looked like, which I kind of feel like, well, I don't know, why would you not think that that's the thing that I'd ask from you, because I can't,
yeah, you don't know
sort of like you can describe, like you can sort of describe all you want, but like surely like showing me is going to be easier. And it's why I wanted to do it on the computer, so then I could use my webcam for it, because I know, sort of doing it on my phone is kind of hard. But yeah, but you know, sort of she got on well, and you know, she's the issues that she had with her machine where she hasn't used it in so long. Yeah, I think we sort of sorted that out quite well. And then she just wanted to know about her presser feet and things like that. But yeah, and then just like, you know, sort of more people that kind of want to get into it to alter their own clothes and things like that, which is always really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of people are doing wanting to learn for more than just kind of making new clothes, which I think is good.
So do you I just had a senior moment just
Yeah, that's all right.
I lost it. Do you only do sewing classes, or do you do some painting? Is the painting bit a part of your business, or just?
No, the painting is just me when I'm at home detoxing
Yeah.
from work. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself an artist that, you know, I haven't been doing art for that long, really, compared to what I have with the sewing, to be able to teach that. I would never sort of do that. But so it's only sewing up to garment making that I do, teaching wise. Although like I've had people, you know, even like ask me to do like teach them embroidery and things like that. And although I can hand stitch, embroidery I feel like is a whole nother like sort of thing, and I've never done that myself, you know, like sort of my mum was more of a cross stitcher, but I've sort of never kind of explored that much myself. So it's not, again, like I would sort of say to people, you know, I can teach you, but it's not I'm not sort of an expert in it, so it's sort of I feel like underqualified.
You know the theory, but you haven't practiced a lot. Maybe.
Yeah, and there's, you know, even there's sort of kind of stitches within hand stitching, particularly for embroidery, that I don't particularly know. Like there's ones called like satin stitch, and like where you do like a knot on top and things like that. And yeah, like, you know, they're ones, like you say, sort of I haven't either practiced them or I don't know how to do them. So yeah, it's sort of I can show someone how to do like a rough embroidery, but it's not, or, you know, I could sort of sew on beads and things like that. But yeah, so when I hear embroidery, I'm like, oh, like big extravagant kind of thing. Yeah, I feel a bit out of my comfort zone. Poe says art is expression of your soul. As long as you're happy, as long as you're happy, who cares? Exactly.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But yeah, so because obviously a lot of people that I teach is sort of they like to do, you know, like they always say, like after the classes, oh, you know, it's so calming, it's so, you know, relaxing, that they feel really like energized doing it and things like that. Whereas for me, sewing is the more arduous part. I get my joy out of the garment making process in the pattern making, which actually I had someone on one of my work along with a tailor videos when I was pattern making, who said that I looked like I was meditating. And it's like, that's literally how I feel when I'm doing it. Whereas sewing, I'm like, you know, I think you sort of saw me in the last video, I was very hunched over and I'm very sort of tense and things.
Yeah.
Whereas then also, like when I come home and I do my art, it's sort of again, sort of relaxes me a bit. And it's been annoying me for like the past month because my room's being a bit of a mess. And with it being winter, and then I'm having to have my washing inside because it's so cold. So it's just I've just had a smaller space to work in.
Oh, where is
You want to go?
I will go check it.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, Poe. If you want to get away from the embroiderer, you can help me do some blacksmithing. Oh gosh, you know what? There was because over the weekend, one of the places that I do my classes with, Obby had a 20% off sale for what I call Green Friday. And yeah, so I was like looking through there because I wanted to do some like sort of get some classes in for myself. But yeah, I just didn't really sort of, I just didn't have the time to properly look through it. And I wanted to do it on Saturday, but then the sale had already ended, which was really annoying. But in that, they had some blacksmithing. It's really, really interesting. I never thought, people would do classes in that because that's not something that I've learned. I've learned welding, pottery, and that's it. I've not done glass blowing, and that's another thing that I'd like to have a go at. But yeah, never blacksmithing. Have you ever done that, Maya? Poe was just saying about blacksmithing.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, when you so it's like what like they do the horseshoes is kind of the traditional thing. So it's you get some metal and you make it really hot, and then you sort of hammer it into shape.
Oh yeah, no. I have done nothing except paint.
Yeah.
And I just started 3 years ago. So.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
I can't remember if I asked you before. Are you self-taught in painting, or have you done?
Yeah. Nice. When I was a child, I liked to draw like every other kid, of course. But could it? My best friend, she was amazing. She was really good at drawing. So.
Oh, cool.
It looked so good, and I was like, oh, okay, well. So I don't know. I lost interest, I guess, when I was older. Going out and doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I thought that be able to draw and paint is in your genes. You are born with it. You either can or you can't. And I thought, okay, I can't. But for some reason, 3 years ago, I woke up one day and thought, it has to be able to learn how to draw. So I put on a YouTube video, and from there it went from the pencils to the fine liners and markers and color pencils, and then watercolor, and then acrylic painting. So but everything is on paper or canvas. So I haven't. It woodwork. I like woodwork. I am.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've done a bit of that.
And when I was 18, I think I made a crate. You know what? You have a baby and it rocks.
Yeah. Crib, yeah.
Yeah, I made to someone who was having a baby, and it turned out really good. And I was, oh goodness, and having like a log or something, and you use the knife. What do you call that? Like you have the knife and you just.
Oh, yeah. Not a chisel. Yeah,
You
I
make
don't know
small
the words
figures.
for it. But I know, yeah,
You don't.
you're just sort of
You
like
don't.
gently sort of scraping away at the wood.
Yeah, yeah, or just I made like from a log, and I make a handle to have put on the door, to
Oh,
open the
nice.
door, and toilet paper things you have to, and
Oh,
then and yeah, stuff like that.
very
And
good.
so I like woodwork. I like woodwork, but I don't have a possibility to do that now. So
No,
painting is
exactly.
so
Yeah,
but
I do like working with wood as well. It's so nice, like going through and like finding all the grains and things. There's actually a guy, part of the Law Tube, and he is a lawyer, but he also does woodwork. So on his channel, like some of his videos are of him doing woodwork. He is called Law and Lumber on YouTube, and and it's like sort of really nice, like seeing him kind of create stuff. He has one of them like engravers as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
it's really
I've
cool.
done that too. That's fun.
Poe saying, so about the blacksmithing, you take a
Yeah.
solid piece of metal, heat it up until it's glowing cherry red,
Yeah.
then pound it into shapes that you want. Just keep heating and pounding, heating and pounding.
Yeah, I know. Blacksmith. When you now when you say it, I know the word. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. He said that he's done a lot of different things, but he's been doing a lot of metalworking recently. So blacksmithing was the next step.
I think
Which is very
everything
cool.
you made for yourself. It's so cool. It's so nice to be able to make something, and
Get use out of it.
and I used to I after I started doing this, I said art and not creating stuff and all that. It's just so underrated in mental
Yeah,
health, and
definitely.
because it's so, like you say, it's like you meditate. It's like the what the coloring books, the
Yeah, mindfulness. Yeah.
mindfulness. Yes. So yeah,
Yeah, it's an interesting one because like you think sort of kind of people have been like doodling and that, sort of for however many years, centuries, whatever, generations. And then now it's sort of this whole thing of sort of mindfulness with it, and you're just like,
yeah,
oh yeah, sort of it wasn't so bad that I was doodling in class and things, because it
you're
does
right.
help you to remember stuff and things like that.
Yeah, but and it's not now. It's okay when you
Yeah.
realize that, oh, you don't pay attention. You have to pay attention, and because you're doing, and I can do so much better with focusing on other stuff too when I sit and, well, not maybe if I'm watching a movie or something, but if I'm watching like a YouTube and all this SPT, that's how the paintings of all the Gertie paintings,
Yeah.
like it's like I'm listening, and it's just kickstarting in my imagination, and I get all this, and I just, oh goodness, what I have to do. I have to get it out. And so now
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
I'm practicing now, because when I started painting, you have a picture and you try to make it look like the picture, but now and the weird part is I had no idea how hard it is to not make it look like a picture. so
Yeah.
so that's what I'm trying to do now with the painting of the protest, and the scariology painting, and that sort of, it's not, and Gertie and the Major and Manger is Manger,
Manger, yeah.
yeah, and the dogs are parents, and the baby Jesus and all that, and so it's just I just try to do it fast, and not if I just keep fiddling, and I will never get it
Yeah,
done.
same.
So like the wall, this is like the wall of shame, because
I was gonna.
this is
Oh
like
no, I love it.
this is like the paintings I never could finish, and
Oh,
I don't have
wow.
so much. I don't have so much room to store them, so I have stuff, but it's like that the dog. It's not finished.
I love the dog.
It probably never will be finished, because
Oh yeah.
I don't know, but I'm debating on this one, but not this is not done. I don't know the whale tail. Is that the word?
Oh yeah. I wasn't sure if that was a
The,
waterfall. Oh.
no,
Yeah,
it's so,
beautiful.
yeah.
But yeah, but I totally get that sort of always feeling like sort of you have to go and pick at it more and things like that.
Yeah, and I like this. I like the style when you see, you look at the painting and you see that it's a painting. If you paint it exactly like a picture, you have the picture. Why do you need another picture? Just if it's just that it's painted, what's the point? The point has to be that you can see that it's actually a painting. So
Exactly.
I try to practice that, but dang, it's so hard. And earlier, if I saw someone's painting and said, "Oh goodness, that was so weird," and that was a weird painting, a child could do that. A 5-year-old could do that. And when you try to do it yourself, it's really hard. It's really hard, and it just blows. Blows my mind, and because it doesn't look so hard, but it's hard.
Yeah, definitely. No, I get that. But it's it's sort of that understanding when to let it go, sort of, and even if those ones behind you do, they're like your constant never finished, as long as it doesn't stop you from doing like a new one, it's sort of
yeah, because I keep I have to, because it's the fine line between not finished and too much overdone, overworked, and so to find the right line, that's my biggest struggle of maybe so that was so nice when I did all the Gertie paintings that I just and the protest painting, that I just did it and just posted it. So okay, now it's posted. It's no point to go back and fix and change anything. So
yeah, exactly.
So it's done.
Yeah, I get that.
I got a message from Brian. He Liz Gale is having a
yeah, I saw they were on. I
live.
wasn't sure how long they'd been on, or like if I was sort of going on like at the end of their stream or at the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's it
He
is what it is.
He said hi. He said he will, if we're still
Hey.
on, he will come. He could join if we're still going.
Cool. That's fine. Well, yeah, we'll see. I'm not going all night. Just trying to think of more things to add to this, more intentions. To paint more. Because that was something that I wanted to do before, and I sort of had it in my head that I was going to sort of do about 30 minutes of, no, sorry, not even 30 minutes, like 15 minutes of painting in the morning and the evening. because I was doing that for a little bit, and it really sort of helped me to kind of focus on the day to come, and then sort of obviously after work. And yeah, and just kind of with everything going on, I've not been doing it for so much, because it's just I've not been able to sort of feel comfortable in my space.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I don't know, if I'm not in the right headspace, it's almost no point, because yeah, sometimes
Yeah,
I can get there, but if I'm not there, I'm not there.
no, exactly.
So have you been following along with the SPTV stuff?
Drama.
Drama.
Yep. And you know, some things, you know, obviously some people that have commented on it themselves, I get. I watched Kelly's stream last night, and you know, and obviously I totally sort of am in her kind of mind of thinking about it. But then as I was saying in one of the other messenger groups, that I happened to see Doug's stream last night. I was like catching up this morning, and he I don't know, like sort of, and it was just like some like Q&A thing. So, and I haven't watched his stuff for a little while, so I just thought, oh, I'll kind of see what's going on there, you know, hopes that there would be just, you know, general chat that's away from what's been going on. And it was like only about that. And I don't know, he seemed to be like going off on his own little like conspiracy theories that it's just not where I'm at. I don't, you know, I've got enough people in my life that talk about, you know, the protests that I've done, you know, sort of for the against Scientology, or against, or like for Britney, you know, sort of being like, oh, like be careful because, you know, you don't want to get in a cult, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you know, sort of protesting against something is not a cult. But then when things like this is happening, and I'm just like, no, then that's, you know, it's going a bit weird territory for me. So, you know, there's been sort of, obviously I love Reese, so kind of, you know, she's just, you know, just very sort of talks the talk. But you know, like I don't need to watch people just because they're doing SPTV, you know, like even though I might have found them through the community, it's not necessarily why I watch people on YouTube. And I kind of feel like some people are kind of making things more than what they are. Yeah, that I just find a bit weird.
But I have been wondering if because on some things I have an opposite opinion on some things, and I have been wondering if it's about where I come from, where I live, where I don't have that same mindset, or I don't know, because I think it's just it's very black and white. I feel like it's and I'm sad because, well, I enjoy watching their content and everyone's, or this the one I'm talking about, those in the conflict area. Yeah,
people outside of that,
yeah, because the other and I have to say, I like Kelly's.
Yeah,
it was the most. Oh, that's much more and then
Exactly.
like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am
She
thinking.
spoke a lot
So
of
I'm thinking,
sense.
okay, we are like on the other side of the pond. So
Yeah.
I don't know, or and of course, like me, I have never interacted with them. I don't have any. I just watch them on YouTube, and so I don't know any of them. Like many of the people in the community, they actually know them. Like have talked to them.
Or they think they know them, you know.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I'm getting from a few bits, is like people talking to people, you know, like the one thing that really got me with Doug's stream is that he's talking about all these different creators and how they're still in, or they're in their own, you know, Scientology
Yeah, but
thing. And
when
I'm like, but then my thing is that then he's not, doesn't seem to be then introspecting on himself of that he's also doing that, you know, like sort of he's going, oh, they're treating people like that, they're talking to people like that, yet here's what I see him doing as well anyway from that stream yesterday. And you know, he's someone that I don't watch a lot of, because I've also found that in other streams he does. He's very you know, like sort of someone being like, oh, you know, don't, because he was like talking about basically that all these people are sucking up to Aaron, and that Aaron's being really fake with things, blah blah blah. And yeah, I'm like, but I don't know. It was just like some things that I was just like, aren't you kind of doing? You know, like we're all well, sort of like them, like being sort of as bigger channels. People are creating, so then therefore they're creators. And obviously there's a lot of people that I see trying to make themselves relevant in light of whatever happenings are going on, you know. So I just kind of, it's why none of my things have been like, oh, you know, on this drama, blah blah blah. I just am doing, you know, I'm sewing channel, I just am doing what I'm doing. Yeah, then I've also been sort of spoken to by other people as if that isn't good enough, you know, like that it should be all about Scientology. And I'm like, I've got nothing, you know, I'm here to protest and to do that sort of stuff. And, you know, and therefore then I will stream if, you know, sort of that kind of helps with that message of things. But I'm not going to do content around that, because why do I need to do content around that? You know, it's sort of, I don't see how another channel doing more content around it, around the ins and outs of it, is going to help. You know, I don't get like what that's going to help. Like, you know, I'm here for getting people out of culty situations, or, you know, human trafficking situations or whatever. So, but, you know, sort of me constantly talking about how people get into that sort of situation, I don't really see how that's going to help. You know, personally, like I think the people doing their content is great, and, you know, sort of, and they kind of help people, but I don't get why, you know, sort of me as an outsider, I don't get why I need to do that. You know, it's sort of, I'm gonna do what I like to do, and at the end of the day it's my time, so, you know, what else should I do, basically?
Yeah, no, like you say, you have sewing channel, and why should you make? And
Yeah,
I think, honestly, I think we have to be done with this soon.
you know, I'm getting really, like, I've not been watching, apart from Reese,
And
I'm not watching anyone else's things, because I'm done with it.
There hasn't been much to watch, honestly. So I've been watching some Reese. I've been watching, and the videos that Aaron has put out, I have been watching. But I think it's from from my side with no.
Mm.
The way I see it, I think it's wrong to jump so many conclusions because Aaron was removed, but we don't, even though things are being said, then maybe they were done wrong, but we don't know everything, and
Yeah, exactly.
so a lot of small things that may have happened, and we don't know. So to be so consistent, so hard on the edges, for lack of a better word,
Yeah.
and no matter how much we talk about it, we don't know. We will never know the whole
No,
truth, I
exactly.
think.
And that's the thing.
So
Like, I don't get why we need.
it makes no difference.
Because like I don't get why we need to know. My issue is the whole thing of all the couple. Like, is that the Aftermath Foundation? So the couples being on the board.
That's
it
weird.
all seeming a bit sort of sneaky behind, sort of behind people's backs.
But what do we know?
Well, that's what I mean.
Maybe they don't. Maybe it's hard to find people to actually want to be on the board on the Aftermath because
for that, yes, exactly, yeah. But
so
I just
we don't know. But
there seems to be a lot of people outside of things that are, sort of that have kind of left and things that, it would just be interesting sort of if anyone else got thought of or asked or whatever. But again, that's not really sort of our business if anyone did or not. But I think as someone that has donated, as someone who in starting the channel was thinking that when I'm able to do fundraising streams, or if I do whenever I get to sort of monetization, that I would set up something as Chad did to sort of funnel funds their way, like for the Aftermath Foundation. I am then kind of rethinking that and thinking, well, then I will so do that through other projects that I know, not that I don't know where the money's going with them, but just I don't know, I just sort of feel like there could be more transparency with things. And then aside from that, I don't like how Mike and Mark in particular were acting on their stream, being very sort of high and mighty, I thought, and kind of just quite rude. And I think, as Kelly said yesterday, that they shouldn't have done that stream at all. They should have taken time and then and addressed things properly, because I don't think I think then that would have been done if it had just been like, oh yeah, like whatever their side of the story is, that's all people wanted was the second side. And then they were given, told that they were keyboard warriors. And, whether it was intentional for it to be taken as like the whole chat and things, but I don't get how it could never be taken like that. It's sort of, it just, to me, like that, like instantly, without even thinking that's what I thought. I'm being sort of, I thought I was sort of being gotten at as such. And then I think it would have been okay. But like this whole thing of like, oh, Aaron did his video when like sort of intentionally, like when even after like they'd all said that they wouldn't do anything publicly, but apparently he's been like threatened, or like stuff was coming out anyway. from different, sort of troubled people, which again, sort of, I don't know, sort of the ins and outs of all that, but I just think it's very easy for someone to be like, well, like he shouldn't have done that, or and then like even like then people were saying about this, the other one that Aaron's done, saying stuff about that, and I just think it's it's very easy for people to put their own twists and takes on it and their own feelings on it. I'm sorry, like I felt bad for the guy, like thinking having to air his personal business out there, and whether people think there's more to it or not is up to them. But I don't need to go deeper than that. Like I feel crap that he was getting himself upset, and and I just don't think it's I don't feel like sort of I personally need to go in more than that. So
Yeah,
but
no,
that's for other people to sort of jump onto if they so wish. But it's not. I've stopped watching channels now just because I just can't deal with all the extendedness of it all. So yeah, what can be done?
yeah. I like Aaron. I do understand. Of course, it's a foundation. They started it, and it's close to his heart, and of course he wants to be. But if they, like they said, they had a lot of complaints, and people are questioning why he's on the board, and I don't know. I don't know how this whole thing, but I'm thinking, well, if I had a foundation that was actually doing a good job, and I think they are doing a good job. So, and if I was voted off the board, then I could go off the board, and I could still support the foundation without being on the board.
But that's the thing. That's what he said he was going to do, and then it's being blown up even more. It's sort of like, and then and he obviously said, I think people were taking that he's going to start his own foundation as being like that he's then against the aftermath. That isn't what he said.
No,
he said,
no,
he's going to start the second one because.
But
I think it's very good, sort of. I'd not really thought about it, but yeah, of course, what if people didn't like people that are on it, and then they're not going to them to ask for help? It's sort of. So I think a second one can only be good.
The way yes, of course, but I just feel like the way it was done now it's like a competition, and
only because other people are treating it like that. I don't believe
I know
he was doing that.
No. Even though he say he supports that foundation, but it's better to do it too. But it's the whole community is divided, and and now people are against the foundation, and that's bad. And that's because
it's bad.
It's just because that's people. A lot of people with different opinions get together and argue, and I'm seeing some in chats around, and it's no,
that's again, that's why I've
very 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 strong opinions, and that's where I kind of, but we don't know, we can't have that strong opinion just because we like someone we watch on YouTube.
Exactly.
But we don't know what the heck they are doing with it when they are off camera, and what and like and the personal life is not, if the personal life affects foundation in some ways, then I think the personal life is something to do with it.
Totally. I get why he was taken off.
I
just Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the whole handling is being a bit weird, and I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it should have been. I think really, although sort of obviously you keep like business and like sort of personal life sort of differently. I think they, it's sort of. I wonder if they ever had like an actual sort of friendly conversation. Because like if he had all this stuff going on and for so long and it's been really affecting him, then why has no one like sat him down? Because it's sort of like I feel like he's.
But maybe they did. We don't know.
Oh yeah, no, and I'm not.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm
but
just saying,
yeah, I
sort of like
understand. But
I feel like that. It's not. Hey Jennifer, it's not. What's it? Sort of coming across as if they're, because obviously like he was saying like for some time like they've not even been friends, and I just think that's so sad, considering like what we've heard about them all like going on holidays and that together, and I I don't know, I kind of feel sad like for that, that sort of
yeah.
the
Me too.
that there hasn't been, that sort of it looks from the outside like there wasn't even like a friendly chat to be like, sort of how can we just help you, like get through whatever, sort of like one of my friends is constantly telling me that I need to go and get therapy or whatever. Mostly because he keeps asking me if I'm with anyone or fancying anyone yet, and it just really pisses me off. Somehow that means I should go to therapy because I don't really have a go, but I just sort of, try and be like, can we maybe move on from that subject? Anyway, so yeah, I just kind of feel like, sort of was anything ever said as like sort of friendships before anything else, because because it's just like a shame, in a sort of and then for it to kind of sort of leave like that. But yeah, I totally get what you mean, sort of if personal life was affecting not sort of necessarily affecting the foundation, but maybe affecting his work within it, then sort of I get that.
Well,
I don't see how
if
he was ever
if
affecting the foundation, because what I've seen, he's been doing a lot of fundraising for it. So
yes, he's affecting it. He's been raising a lot of money, but at the same time, if they get a lot of people asking them why he's on the board and why is all this, because he's made, I don't know, but
yeah, that's
so
yeah. This is
it's
why
it's
I've not really been speaking about it, because I don't know. I only
because,
have my.
and I'm thinking if I had, I never had that foundation, but if I had, I would have wanted the foundation to be as clean as possible and no drama in the
But
board
I
members,
don't.
like, but
But life is life. How
yeah,
no one,
I know.
sort of anything. It's I think
So
that's
no, I know,
very.
but no, but my problem is that people have so strong opinions about some things we just don't know.
That's why I think
Yeah,
Jennifer.
yeah, yeah, and
That's like
that's
my biggest
I
weirdness about it all.
yeah, me too. But like I said, maybe it's hard to get someone to actually want to be on the board
Yeah,
and
no,
to get and ex-members, Scientologist or private person, because they probably get fair game when they are on the board. So who want to be there? That's what I'm thinking. But it's weird. It's a bit. It's weird. So, but maybe that's what they're working on now behind to change something up. Who knows? We don't know.
Yeah, we will see.
So
I'm
the
only hoping for
but
good
it's sad. The
intentions.
whole thing is just sad.
I fear that there's going to be more what we would call in the sustainability game greenwashing. I have this weirdness that sort of they're gonna come back as if nothing's ever happened. and whatever. But
Yeah, that's
again, it's
probably.
not, I'm not them. I can't talk for them. I will not put even my opinions on them, because at the end of the day, they're my opinions, and sort of what sort of kind of they're their own people, and it's sort of and I think sort of people coming out of those sort of controlling situations. I know when I was sort of coming out of my cousin situation during 2020, that I had a lot of people putting their opinions on me about how I could have dealt with the situation better, blah blah blah. But sort of they don't know what I was going through. They only can see it from sort of what I'm relaying. It's so then I think sort of everyone kind of takes things differently. And I think the analogy that Reese was saying about the gap has been like,
I love the
kind of really I'm really trying to sort of use that analogy with things. In particular, like sort of this stuff that's happened over the weekend with my friends, and it's sort of really sort of helps to kind of put things into perspective. And and like today I was doing more music because I've been sort of wanting to listen to more music for a while, but I kind of got myself caught up in watching all the different sort of channels on YouTube. That actually then sort of it kind of gets a bit in your head, and and then I sort of felt like sort of after that stream of drugs that I watched, that it's sort of why am I spending my time on something that's actually not bringing me joy, whereas like music always brings me joy, as well as my painting. So I think I'm gonna be stepping away from watching a few things, and just sort of trying to give more time to myself, really. Because I find that in myself anyway, that I can get very sort of caught in situations, and sort of unintentionally often, and then sort of like sort of deal with a few bits, and then sort of look at myself and I'm like, what am I even doing? So it's kind of
before I started painting 3 years ago, I had never watched YouTube, like besides just a small, like I couldn't understand how people could, like kids go on the line and sit with the Fortnite, and I was visiting my friend, and her kid was on the couch looking. What are you looking? How can you look? How can you watch this all the time? And then suddenly, when I will start to draw. So I turned on YouTube, and I haven't turned it off. It's been on for 3 years. So I have only watched art videos for like until suddenly one of Aaron's video probably popped up, and I was sucked in the whole thing, and from and of course, because there's so many channels, I kept absorbing everything. And
she just said you're 100% right.
About what? Am I right?
Yes.
About
watching one video and getting sucked in.
Oh yeah. So now I have, since I started watching SBTV, I don't think I have not watched many other videos, but like Reese, she doesn't really she talks a lot of other stuff, and And I don't know. I think it's interesting,
I like
and I
that.
have, like I said, I have I like the Mark, the one Mark and Claire with. Mark is funny, and their stories about how things are done, and it's just entertaining, and it's not like I'm sitting watching, but I'm home all day, so the TV is on with
Yeah.
YouTube on, and so I just I listen to it, and yeah, and I get sucked in.
Mm.
And like you said, I like to listen. I like listening to music, but I don't think I have listened to music just a little bit, but not much.
Yeah. Jennifer's saying, we're like, oh shit, we're doing these young generations. We're doing like these young generations, getting sucked into watching BS on social media instead of
Yeah,
investing our time in health and productive things we're passionate about. Yeah, very
I know.
true.
Yeah, and when it's because of course I don't catch many lives that, and so Marilyn have been having the lives on.
Mm.
It's 5 p.m. here. So, and of course, to be in the chat with the smaller channels, it's okay. But
Mm.
when there's the big channels where the chat is going like crazy, and I can't focus. I cannot do so much translating in my head that I can translate the chat and listening to the person talking and translate all this stuff in my head. And so I'm thinking it doesn't matter if I catch it live, or
Yeah.
sometimes it's fun to be able to chat, but like 50 people maybe, or less even.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm like.
Yeah, if it's not going so fast, because then I'm gonna type and listen to the, yeah. So but but it's been like it's like it feels like you get to know them when you listen so much, or watch the
It
videos.
is. Yeah, and I think because like you get that interaction, like
So
so
you get
sort of I watch a lot of like the
it
YouTubes
feels like a
and
friend.
the yeah. And like sort of when I watch like the law tubers,
Yeah,
they have like so many people in their chats that you don't get that like personal interaction as much. Whereas, you know, like when you get it when like you've been getting it from like some of the, you know, channels through like SBTV, it does like give you that sort of weird feeling that like you do know the person.
yeah,
Which is sort of obviously an interesting dynamic because like, you know, you really don't. And sort of as Alex said to me, you know, like people put a persona on YouTube, so it's very, you know, so it's sort of people think that the person that they're seeing is kind of exactly how they are in real life,
yeah, right, yeah,
whereas you know, sort of they can be very different.
yeah,
I like to think I'm quite authentic in here, because I don't know how to have a different persona. But yeah, it's sort of I get the sort of maybe kind of distancing yourself from being, I don't know, like maybe like sort of too relatable. But I don't know.
yeah,
I'm just real. I just liked what Jennifer said from earlier that they
yeah,
probably regretted how they handled it, which I do definitely think that. And in the latest post from the Blown for Good channel, you know, there's definitely sort of regretting that. But yeah, like I say, we will see what happens, like the next stream that they do. And I really hope that they literally just do a stream that addresses it, go away, and then do like another one that then is just moving on as, you know,
yeah.
sort of has.
I
But you know, not that he's obviously perfect in any way.
No, but like when this my first language is Norwegian,
Norwegian.
so yeah, it's so weird because all the sounds and all the stuff is so different. But I try.
No, you're
So,
good.
but I was saying, yeah, when the whole Goldie thing was going down, they didn't address it at all.
No,
So
I literally
and
only
and they
found
were
out
and they,
about that when Kelly did her stream, that birthday,
oh
not birthday stream, the whatever she hit
yeah
9,000 people
yeah
or something. Yeah, when I first heard about it, and I was like, "What?" It's been like going on for like months. I
yeah
kind of wondered where she'd gone, but I'm like, again, you know,
yeah
I don't really care. You know, like she was just like someone in the
yeah
chat. But again, like with the LawTube, they had someone called Secret Squirrel, and she sadly passed away. She had like terminal cancer or something like that. But she was another one that was like always in the chats. Apparently, she's from Scotland. And then she, hey pup groomer, she passed away, and there was someone within that, because it was after the whole Johnny Dope thing, and there was a whole big beef in LawTube around that time, and someone was making out that she was lying, because like people again had given her lots of gifts and things like that, and they had said that she'd like that whole like persona was fake. And then one of the guys was like, no, like I've like seen her, you know, we've like spoken like sort of in you know, over sort of like FaceTime kind of thing. And you know, and he'd like sort of through that had like met like the husband and everything. He went over for the funeral and everything. Yeah, this other guy was still like, you know, like this guy with everything else here is doing the same, you know, that it was all fake, and it was just, you know, awful. So obviously I never would have, you know, sort of I didn't vocalize that I sort of wondered where Goldie was, but it's really interesting that like no one said anything, apart from, you know, obviously like a couple of people. Yeah, it's like really weird. So
but on the other hand, I do I can understand like the old guard, like yeah, why because they have been in the game for so long, and they say this is just distraction. If we keep addressing it, we just don't. But I don't think it's because we don't address it, and we can never get over it. We have to.
yeah,
They have to. If they could do they shouldn't have done the video. That they was totally not prepared for that, and so I hope they this time, like when Goldie, that it was the smaller channel that addressed that, and the bigger one didn't. So and it just feels weird because she was so. They talked about I go and suddenly, but nothing.
yeah.
So, but I can understand the life they have and they have lived, and with fair gaming and stuff, that they have been, they are used to kind of, they think that's the best way to do it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm wrong.
potentially. I don't know, you know, like I feel like
No.
sort of some people think that making a point of something will only create drama, whereas actually the silence kind of is amplified through that. So yeah, I don't know. But
because
it's their life and their, you know, sort of their stream, whatever, and they can do what they like. So
of course, but the thing is, they are used to the fair gaming, but we are not. So for us, it's and most of the people, I think, are not Scientologists in the community, and we are not used to not just completely not say anything about something like that. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
so
that's the thing. Like it's like we're putting what we're sort of used to, whereas like they're doing what they're used to in a way, I suppose.
yeah. So yeah, that's my point. We are not on the same page, like,
No,
so.
yeah,
But
very
we
much
will
so.
see. You will see. But I have been enjoying. I have been watching Jennifer Pop Groomer, which I today realized what's is she Jennifer too?
So Jennifer's saying to Bob Groomer in the chat, I won't get all the little things up. The Bob Groomer had gone into Jen was doing a live stream earlier, and Pop Groomer jumped in, did a little emoji thing in the comments, and but then they said that they had to they couldn't stay for long to watch because they had to get in the shower because it was really cold last night. They couldn't get a shower. So
Oh yeah. But no, I was just I have been watching her channel and Jennifer's channel, and so other smaller channels maybe can
all
come to
good
the
channels.
surface. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's sort of kind of why like why did these are these oh no I don't want to edit it. Why I did these streams, so then it's a bit earlier than when Chad was doing his, to allow like for more like sort of smaller channels to come out. But there doesn't seem to be many smaller channels in sort of Europe that are kind of coming on, but that's fine. Maybe I just don't I haven't met them or anything. It's hard to know like necessarily who's
Probably
in the UK and who's not.
you maybe you have to promote it more, or just
Yeah, maybe, but again,
I haven't
this is on the side of my thing, sort of if people hear about it and then they want to sort of come in, kind of get in touch. But because I was putting my stuff on the Facebook group, but then I found that it was my post was like always sort of getting put to like the bottom of the feed. So I just gave up because I was worried that sort of maybe I wasn't allowed to do that sort of post in there, and I know that it's not to do that, it's just to do with the algorithm, but that's how I think about things. I get a bit internal about it, and
maybe you have to make
I just sort of stop, and I'm not on Discord, and I'm not going to go on Discord because again that just sort of sucks my time. I know. Again, if people know people, then they can sort of obviously tell them and come in here and things, but otherwise I'll just sort of kind of leave it as, it's sort of if no one's on, then when I do actually have my camera, I will point my camera at my painting whilst I paint. And sort of if tonight I was again a bit rushed from myself, but I need to sort out. I found out how you can put music in the background and then not get copyright strikes. So I'll do things like that. It's not.
Yeah. But
It's not the worst. At least like if I have that music thing, I don't feel like I have to talk so much. I'm just not good when I sort of have to make up something to say.
But like Heather made on the chat, she made that for the next
a
weekend.
group for her,
so you could make your own like Europe channels, people from Europe or
But that's what I mean.
So
I don't know who the European channels are. You know, it's sort of like I
no, but
watch
you know,
Kelly
but
and
people, but
I know Alex and that's it.
if people watch it's standing there, they just go in. Isn't that how it works?
Oh, I don't know. Does it work like
I don't
that?
know. I don't
I've
know
been
either.
added into
I'm
women's
just
groups, so I don't
yeah.
know.
Well,
I'm just like,
I I'm
I've
not.
got a lot going on in my business, so I try not
I'm
to
not the.
have
I'm
too
not
much else on social media. Jennifer, I posted a poem there once and got no reaction, so felt so bad that I'd shared it on that Facebook group. I know exactly, and I sort of get this thing like, is it Marilyn's group?
What?
Sort of like, so I was like, is it like just for her to post? Like her streams. So I don't know.
But is it
nothing against anyone, but I just get a bit like, is it for me?
Yeah.
Hello, Brian. I hope you're well. Long time no see. Also, I wanted, because Jennifer had said before about my jumper. Thank you so much for liking it. It's one that actually I found after my nan passed, and she knitted it. So so I wear it with pride now because I always love my nan. The only thing is that it's polyester, so not the best for my environmental ways, but I don't wash it very often, so I sort of obviously have it over the top of things, so it doesn't necessarily get too sort of sweaty. And then I like to spray it with Febreze and sort of kind of give it a hand wash every now and then.
So is it bad for the environment to wash polyester?
Polyester, yeah. So every time you wash it, the microfibers, they always shed microfibers, and then that will then go into the waterways.
Okay, I know.
Yeah. So then sort of if then the animals eat it, then if we eat the animals, or even if we
all
just
the
sort
micro
drink water and things like that. Yeah, it all kind of.
I just I honestly I don't I don't feel like I pollute much, but maybe I do. But of course I don't do like I feel like the small tiny thing I could do would make much difference. Like
everyone can make a difference
because it's so small, and the world is so big, and it's like I don't have a huge factory, or yes I have a car, but I don't drive that often because I don't have to. So
that's the thing, and it's things like that, not driving for small, distances. Like, so if you can walk it, if you can get there in any other way, then do that over drive. Doing, like your bit to help with sort of recycling, although obviously there's much controversy over that, with things not being recycled properly and things. Just being intentional with what you buy and where you buy from. It's all just like bits like that. It's not like you need to personally stop climate change. However, that's somewhere that I've been in thought before, like there's all this stuff to change, but it's more sort of it's through people reusing their own bags more that brought in the supermarkets selling reusable bags. It's through people then from that then demanding like less plastic, that then there was then the plastic bag tax.
But
sorry,
what are you having? What if you buy the reusable bags in the store? What do you put in the garbage bin then?
Oh, so I don't. So we have like sort of bigger bins. So we would put like a bigger sort of bin bag in there. We don't. My bin isn't small enough to put just a carrier bag in.
So you have inside.
Yeah. We have then
But
like
but
another bag.
do you recycle like food and plastic
So
and paper?
this is the thing in the UK is it depends what council you've got and where you live. So like if you're in a flat, they don't do food waste. They don't always even do recycling through that. Then it depends what council you have as to whether there is food recycling, garden waste, recycling, and then like normal bins, and also then what how many times a month they might be sort of taken away. A lot of councils do the black bin bags, which is like general waste, only every 2 weeks. And like where I'm living now, we don't have food waste, whereas my parents have food waste, and where my sister is, they have food waste. So it's like it's all these it's so many different things. And ideally, I would like to have a compost bin because that's what I used to have when I was with my parents, and I grew my own vegetables and everything. But because now I'm sharing with people, it all gets a bit sort of awkward. And because I had that situation before, I'm very much not wanting to rock the boat with people. And it makes me sad, like really, really breaks my heart that that my food waste is just going into like the general waste. Because, it's not going to do anything. It just takes as long as what the bin bag takes to sort of rot away and things like that. The one thing that we do, we don't have black bin bags because black plastic is notorious for taking longer to biodegrade. We have white bin bags, which is a bit better, but still, it's all plastic at the end of the day, whether it's biodegradable or not. So there's definite things in my life that I wish I could do better, and I really sort of berate myself for that. But I'm no longer on my high horse at other people about having to do better themselves in sort of every way. It's more about looking at what you can do and making changes that way. Because because we still can make a difference. Like I say, sort of it's general people that have created the change in that, in terms of how much new plastic is even made, around recycling of plastics and things like that. The thing that does need to change is that plastic water bottles don't get made into fibers, that they actually get made back into plastic water bottles. But that's like a whole other thing.
Do you recycle bottles?
Yeah. So that would go into like the normal recycling. So you just like put all your recycling in one bin, and then they have people that sort it out. Whereas like in the 90s, it used to be, and even like the early 2000s, it used to be that you had a separate thing for your glass, a separate thing for your plastic, separate thing for your cardboard, and you would go down like the dump with it and recycle it yourself. Whereas now it all just gets taken by the bin people.
Yeah, we have and I don't really understand how that works, but we have what's it called when you sort the garbage? Oh no, my brain shut down. So we have different bags for different things.
Right. Yeah.
So and that's everywhere. It's in the whole country. So we have one bag for the food and one bag for the plastic and for paper, and we put everything in the same container. Or
Oh, right. Yeah. Whereas like we have like separate wheelie bins for them all.
Yeah, well, no, because the bags are supposed to be, they are going through this.
Very
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
and they are big. But I don't understand how that, when you put food in a plastic bag, how is that? Is it the plastic
That's
bag?
what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
So if earlier we had the, but that was horrible. We had some. It was this plastic bag that was uh, when it's wet, it just disappears. It
Oh,
just
disintegrates. Yeah.
yeah. So
You end up like doing like a
and
second
they
bag.
yeah, and I hated that. But anyway, so I don't know if it helps, if it's
Yeah. Hello, Lucy. Yes,
so
indeed, it is separated at the dump.
Lucy Löv, är det norsk? Nej, svensk?
Where are you from, Lucy?
Lövlig. That sounded so Norwegian.
Yeah. Jennifer said as well, I have bad news about recycling in the country I live. Oh, yeah, go, that's fine.
I think it's the
Pickup time. They have separate plastic, paper, and metal bins outside, but it's all a scam because when the trash comes, it all mixes everything together. And you know what? There is very much the same thing here in the yeah, sort of like it's even come out in like investigations that sort of the BBC has done and things that they've like sort of tracked it down and it all just goes into the tip. Not even into the tips or into landfill. So, you know, I think, and it's kind of, you know, things like that are very much changing, you know, making change, that these companies can't hide behind things like that. You know, it's sort of, they're, you know, sort of people are investigating them. And I think that really helps. Although obviously some TikTok sleuths are a bit out there with their, oh no, you've gone, Maya. Yeah, are a bit too sort of sleuthy that for their own good. I think it is, you know, very good to hold people accountable. Hey, you're back.
yeah. Finally.
And Lucy says Vesteralen.
Västerålen.
That was my Essex accent on it. Oh, Norwegian as well.
Yeah, Västerålen. It's in Lofoten. It's in Lofoten area.
Yay. Jennifer says, I think they tell us to separate because they want to train us like little monkeys, do everything that they say and not to question it. And you know what? There's been some stuff that I've been, a podcast I was listening to, and they were kind of talking about that in terms of, yeah, sort of, you know, kind of like mind control with sort of cults and things of sort of, like repeating to you, sort of doing the same thing. Or like giving you sort of markers to sort of match you up against. And they said something with it, and I was like, oh, like that reminds me of what they did in the pandemic, and in particular here with the whole sort of traffic light system of like where was good and bad to travel to and all these sort of places. And you know, there's a lot of conspiracy around all that I don't believe in because it's just ridiculous to think. But that did really make me think, because I was like, you know, it was a bit like, obviously, especially with all the stuff like they were having parties in Parliament and things whilst we were all shut away indoors. You know, it's sort of, they clearly realised that they could sort of control us in a way, and that, you know, sort of, so then we would be obedient, you know. which I just think is like really, really cruel as a thought, because it's sort of, I'm always like sort of really shocked, like obviously especially during that time when people were saying like that they weren't believing things and weren't kind of following rules. And you just think, but it's not even about, well, like at the time anyway, like it wasn't about whether you're, like you're for what reason you're following the rules, because really the only reason is your own health and also then the health of others. So, yeah, it's just like a really interesting sort of spin that I've kind of, heard recently. And I was just like, yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
But it's hard to run the country. I guess to find
Oh yeah,
all the
yeah.
laws and all, and no matter, it's like no matter what they decide, someone will think it's a conspiracy. So who knows? But my mom, she's like a conspiracy. She likes
Yeah.
conspiracy, and she just keeps saying all this stuff, and I'm like, no, I just cannot get caught up in that, because
Yeah.
it's nothing I can do about it. I don't make the laws, and can't change them. I just have to live. I just have to live how would they tell me to live, or
Exactly.
if I'm going to it's like this SPTV stuff, that if it gets to, it's just,
Yeah.
it gets so annoying and so tiring. I don't
Yes.
yeah,
How many times do I
there's
have
nothing
to
I can do.
defend
I just
the reasonings?
yeah. So, and she's like, oh yeah, we have to start protesting and stuff. Like, yeah, well, start a protest. I will come with, if you start up. No, she won't start a protest. Someone else is supposed to start a protest that we can go to.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it's like, oh, we'll give you the
But
idea, and then
yeah, you're right. But we are not big protesters in our way.
no, yeah.
Lucy can confirm that.
Yeah. Jennifer said that her immune system has been permanently messed up since she got COVID. Now because COVID got normalized, the medical system here doesn't care anymore. They don't give us treatment or help. That's really bad.
So where
She's
do you
in
live
America.
in America, but
Oh
she has been in Portugal.
no, she is Portugal. What am I talking about?
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah,
because she was living in America. Yeah, no, Portugal. Yeah, that's really weird that they're doing that there.
but here it's normalized here too, I think. But of course we can go to the doctor and
Yeah,
get help
exactly. Like
if we need it. But it's like, oh, COVID, okay.
yeah, it's like the next thing. The newest thing we've just had that I heard on the radio before coming on is apparently swine flu is back in the UK. There's been one case found, and they're trying to work out how the person got it, because they don't work with pigs, and apparently that's like the usual place that you sort of way that you catch it. So yeah, so that's a bit worrying, because I like me a pork roast, but I will stay away from it just in case for a while.
Yeah, I had some kind of, I guess it was a swine flu. It's the same type of influenza
Yeah,
type
influenza.
virus or something. So, but it wasn't exactly swine flu. But my friend keeps, and I was really sick, and I had to go to the hospital, and I couldn't breathe, and it was horrible.
Oh
But
no.
anyway, but my friend, she keeps teasing me now, and say, yeah, you had the pork flu, so we like to call it the pork flu. So yeah,
Indeed.
the pork and swine
Indeed.
is that the same? pork and swine.
Yeah. Swine is a pig.
Yeah, right.
Hey Jennifer, yes, do move to the UK. Just maybe not London because it's super expensive and only getting more expensive. If you can deal with a cold over the winter, I recommend Edinburgh because I went there in September and it was beautiful. I'd never been before, but otherwise maybe Brighton. But yeah, depends what you want to do work-wise, really. But I feel like a lot of people come to London and you know, and it's great and everything, but it's really, really high cost of living. And what was Lucy was saying that she used to work in the department that separated the batteries and the light bulbs, which that must have been an interesting one.
That's probably a big thing we can do to make sure we don't like batteries and stuff. That's
yeah.
Throw away
the
electric stuff that they can separate the dangerous parts.
Exactly. Yeah, make sure that you go to the right place and not just in the bin. Oh, here we go. And we also took care of dangerous waste like broom, quicksilver, and the stuff in light pipes. I don't know what that is. Wrapped in wrapped it properly
to save shipping. But where did they ship it? Where did they ship it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, where do they because I presume that's to go and get it recycled. Or I'd hope anyway.
Because sometimes we hear about people or waste that we throw away our waste here, or not here, but some places in the world, and they ship it to other places that have to deal with that.
Yeah, and then they have to deal with it.
Yeah, especially for poor countries. So
and they're made to take it. It's not even like they'll be asked, "Oh, you know, do you want to take this?" And then if they say no, then it will be like, "No, you have to take it," and they have to pay them. So the country that they're giving it to, or selling it to, they would have to pay then the shipping people to dump it there. Basically, it's just disgusting. Jennifer's saying that she's work-wise, she wants to make money. Don't we all? Do what you love. That's what
Lucy, do you have any family up in Tromsø? I have a neighbor that is I think her last name is Lovely.
But I think waste is like a whole nother sort of waste materials and things is a whole nother kind of topic, you know, like a whole nother sort of minefield of kind of what to think about, you know, in sort of terms of kind of how we deal with kind of what we've already got in the world. I don't know where everything went, but a lot to a site in Finland go to a further recycling. Okay, well, as long as it went to recycling and actually got recycled.
But like all the electric cars, they say that the batteries in the electric cars are worse than.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So
it's all lithium, and there isn't much lithium in the world.
Right, and the
better ones to go to are the So the better ones to go to are the ones that like where the battery, the more like when you use the car, it like charges itself. Them and the hydro cars are the better ones to go to. And I think actually that is like the hydro ones, but
but I think
cars is like
if
sort of ever changing, you know, because it's like it's with a lot of these new new ways of living and things are all coming out from. So they were talking about electric cars about 10 years ago, and then sort of people have then been, you know, the scientists and whatever have been doing research kind of over the years, and then have, you know, sort of obviously changed their minds into like the hydro and hybrid and things like that. And yet, like, the governments and the car people are only just getting around to this thing of like, oh yeah, like let's do electric, and it's like, you know, sort of, you know, we've moved on from that. You know, research is showing this, but they're just so behind the government and the, you know, the sort of the big companies that they can't. They're like, you know, like they'll never catch up in time, which is like absolutely ridiculous.
I heard that, is it Volvo that's going to stop to make
Good
diesel
electric,
cars?
right? Oh,
So they're
stop diesel.
going,
Oh yeah. But you
yeah,
know, that should have happened years ago. You know, it's all this thing of like, oh yeah, we can do that in like 5 years' time. It's like, no, just, you know,
yeah,
stop the
and
run that you're
and that's
making and then get on with the new ones. You know, it's all.
and Norway is not a very, some things we can be, oh, this is what we are going to do, and it's a very good idea. So electric cars is one of them. So we have a lot of, we have a lot of electric cars, and it's on the gas stations we have the they can plug it in and charge it, and any outside the mall they can stand and charge the car, and maybe the electric cars isn't so good after all. But some years ago have you heard about DAB radio? DAB, the
Dub.
DAB? No, because some years ago they found out that I don't know how many countries was supposed to go over to from FM or AM radio.
Oh,
to
the
DAB.
radio's DAB. Yeah.
Yeah, DAB, DAB. Yeah,
Sorry. Yeah, we don't
yeah.
call it DAB. Yeah.
Do you
DAB.
have that?
No, I've got an old-fashioned radio.
But do
My
you
mum
have?
and
Is it possible to buy to use?
oh yeah.
Oh,
And my
okay,
mum
yeah,
and
yeah.
dad got one, but it doesn't work in their house.
Right,
So it's
we
rubbish.
they some years ago they said, oh yes, we're going over to DAB. We say DAB, and so they stopped, and they are now, it's no the FM or AM radio. It doesn't, they don't. We have to do a DAB now. We can't do the regular old-fashioned radio.
Stopped it altogether. Right.
So and so when they started doing that, we heard that many countries were, no, we are not doing that after all. We are just, so I'm glad you hear that
Wow.
you have it, and so people come over the border and
Yeah.
on
Shut
driving on
down.
holiday, and they don't have a DAB radio in the car, and then it's just that silence.
Wow. Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, it's like we have it here,
I think it was because they didn't want to maintain the
the towers.
yeah, the towers. Yeah, so that's why they shut that down, and they just, the DAB thing took over. So
Interesting. Lucy was just saying about the metals. So the metals are sold to a highest bidder. Even cords contain a lot of copper that can be easily sold.
yeah, copper. That's
which is good. But yeah, you know, they're all little steps. But yeah, I think Yeah, the FM radio being shut down that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and that's years ago. That's
Oh. And also, she says that she doesn't have family in Tromsø.
okay. I guess a lot of people is probably named Lovely, but
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
names you could. I saw a name like that it has to be Norwegian.
Yeah, exactly. Jennifer was saying also that you should do a stream where you teach us Norwegian phrases.
Oh, we have this funny thing we like to say, like as we say in Norway, because the like things we say for some certain things or kids say and learn, and when you translate that to English, it just sounds so it makes no sense at all. So sometimes some things are so funny. It's just like we have this children used to, I don't know now, but when I was a kid, it's like kids when they leave, if they are together and they are going to go separate ways and they are saying goodbye, they say like "Ha det på badet, din gamle sjokolade," and it's like goodbye, we see you later. But when you translate the words, it's like goodbye on the bathroom, your old chocolate. So, but because it rhymes in Norwegian, it it kind of is a children phrase, or like, but it means kind of, yeah, goodbye, see you later, or so.
How funny.
You're all goodbye on the bathroom, your old chocolate. So some things like
I
that
like
is
that.
just so funny.
Just because it sounds good. It's like
Things
when
that
you
rhymes
see
is getting.
yeah, like when you see sort of like Chinese restaurants and their sort of translation into English or something, and it's always
Yeah.
like some weirdness, or like sort of the movies. Yeah, like when like you see also like films translated into different like the titles translated into different languages. Oh my god, like some of them just so random, kind of it's
I
sort
think,
of not random, but sort of like kind of either like very to the point of kind of whatever the film's about.
yeah.
Because it isn't like a direct translation, it's just a sort of roundabout kind of what sounds best for them, I suppose.
Yeah, we have some of those movie titles that it's not translated directly, but it's, yeah. But I think that's why I don't like to watch movies. I can watch movies in English and Norwegian, of course, Scandinavian, but because we are used to subtitles, we don't. It doesn't get dubbed, so we. But I can read the subtitles and I can understand what they say. So if I'm watching a movie in French, I don't know, because it's the tone, it's the way it's said, but I don't know what the words means. I don't know where it's it's just weird. I don't like watching movies I don't actually understand, but I don't like watching movies without. I don't like watching Norwegian movies without the subtitles either, because you have to have it. So my ears don't pick up you have to have the sound so loud, so then all the other noises are getting so high, and I am having a trouble in hearing. So I'm so used to the subtitles, and I like the subtitles no matter what. Just do it.
Yeah. That's
But
fair enough.
I could do it without it. Yeah.
Lucy was just saying as well.
Yeah.
Had it means have it.
Yeah. Yeah, directly.
Which means we wish
have
you
it.
luck with whatever you will have in your life. Oh, interesting.
Ja, du goodbye.
Pretty nice.
Ja, ha det. Ha det
Mm.
is goodbye, so have it. Ha det means goodbye.
Ah, interesting. Oh yeah, she said there's so many dialects in Norwegian.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
the funny
cool.
thing, the funny thing I think is very funny, like with the SPTV, is that when they say the boss baby about David Miscavige, boss means garbage in some dialects in
Oh,
Norway. So,
garbage
so
baby.
a lot of Norwegians say boss about the garbage, and we have this huge garbage car that comes in and empty the containers and stuff, and that huge letter it says the boss. So they have named the garbage truck the boss. So
Very good. Very good.
that's kind of fun. So yeah. Yeah, so many. Yeah, need subtitles. Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. Ah.
So have you many words now?
I do indeed.
So are you gonna paint over them though?
Yeah, I'll paint over it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen someone else done that, but I have not been able to.
Yeah. So yeah, this is what I've written, if you can see it on there.
Okay. Is it on the canvas or is it just a paper?
Yeah, so it's just a piece of paper, like a heavy watercolor paper.
Yeah.
That then I've just like taped to my canvas. Because I realised that the canvas that I brought is actually more for oil paint.
Oh yeah.
And which is like fine, but when I do because I've been doing a lot more in my acrylics and I've been sort of enjoying kind of watering them down more to get me into that sort of slow painting as such, that it doesn't really work with these canvases so much, so I've been using them as a splashback.
Yeah, no, canvas is not so water friendly always.
Yeah. Lucy was saying, what kind of words are they? These are, oh, sorry, you know what? I said that and I was like, what is she talking about? What words? The words on my canvas. Words on my canvas are because I've been going through a bit of retrospectiveness of myself. And I did this like Reiki this morning. That was a virtual Reiki that I didn't sort of know how that would go, as I've had a friend do Reiki on me in person properly, and it was like the most amazing experience I've ever had in terms of that. And and then I did this one today that was a virtual one, and it was just some video that I found on YouTube, and it was about kind of releasing like from new beginning, and it really sort of kind of took a turn on me, and I had a bit of a cry about it sort of during this session. So then I've been drinking lots of water all day to sort of get through some things that happened at the weekend with some friends of mine that went a bit souring in a way. We got a bit too drunk, and so I'm trying to be more kind of intentional with kind of where I want this sort of new journey of my life to be going. I also had some changes in my business come up recently, So yeah, it's kind of my new beginnings for a happy present, because there was also a video that I saw recently about how if you feel like there is change that needs to be had in sort of now, or in 6 months time, then sort of go with that. Don't be like, oh, I've got to wait to January until I do my New Year's resolutions. No, like, if you need to change things now, or if change is happening now, then you go with that at that time. You don't sort of go, oh, just leave it a month or whatever. And also I'm trying to sort of write it in terms of kind of what I want in my present, because you can always talk about the future or tomorrow and it never comes. So I'm trying to be more in what I want now in terms of the everyday for the next however long. So I've put on here stability in particularly in my love life and money. Business has been going well, so I want that to continue, and if not, be a bit more fruitful. To have fun, be outside, continue my teaching sewing skills because I really enjoy that. To travel more, to still see the world, hiking for good health, family, to provide more jobs with my business, to paint more, intentional networking, enjoyment, to be in my own place, in particular to grow my own veggies again, and have my art up on the wall. Now, this isn't particularly my art that I've done, but I collect a lot of art. And I was in a place before this place that was like my kind of safe space from the toxicity of a flat sharing situation I was in during, through 2020, throughout 2020. So that sort of has left me with a lot of kind of, I suppose you would sort of call it kind of like a PTSD, really. But yeah, just sort of kind of needing to. So like with this place where I'm now living with people again, it sort of, there was a lot of boxes that I kind of had of myself of how I would feel comfortable living with people again. But anyway, in between, I found my own place. It's just the owner passed away, so I had to move out within 6 months of being there. A year of being there. So that was really sad. But I had a wall where I had like all my artwork up. So a bit like how yours is in your background, Maya. I had it all framed and all hanging from a proper picture rail that my dad brought from their place. And then I had all like the proper sort of painting hooks and things. So it was really nice to have. And yeah, I'm just like in a place now where I have like some art bits behind me. I have one on the wall because there was a hook there. But apart from that, it's sort of it's again sort of like with living with people, I really sort of changed the way I kind of go about things. So I will not do anything that will kind of rock the boat. So, so I'm not going to put up, even if it's just like them sticker picture hooks, I'm not going to put anything like that up just in case, something happens and it, somehow rips all the plaster off the wall, because I just don't need to go through that again, Lucy, like a manifestation. So yeah, and then what I will do with that is I will paint over it a bit like this one, probably going the same way, but I'll do sort of something on there with like a meditation and everything. And because I've painted, like these ones were sort of, you kind of blow through a straw and sort of did it. So I did them when I was down with seeing a friend in Portsmouth, and we went to like a talk with this artist who does that painting. But then I've been seeing a lot of things about people that do like meditations before they paint. So I would quite like to try that, and so I will meditate on my words and kind of see what comes out of that. Art therapy. And it's really, really interesting to do, like doing it the other way. So I would like to do it with like an intentional meditation and sort of see where that goes. We'll sort of see. I need to like find the right meditation, because I don't I've done like some where it's sort of like sleep ones, so then I sleep quite well. But then there's a woman, a coach that I had for a little bit, and she did like really, really, it was something in the way that she said it or whatever, but she would do like really nice meditations that really I didn't always sort of see pictures, but I did kind of in some points see sort of images. That was quite interesting. But yeah, that's what the words are. That's why. And thank you for the luck and healing.
I would have had trouble with living with someone else, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where I'm, it's fine. In general, there's been a few things around clinging that sort of we now have a rota which works far better, but it's I try and stay out of people's way. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, but just the feeling of going in your own door and close it, and you're home, and you can don't have
I know, sort of, I wish I could afford my own place. Is the only thing with, like I say, sort of with being in London, it's like sort of places are like £2,000 a month for like a 1-bedroom place. It's ridiculous. So it's sort of, I then have to go a bit further out, whereas I'm already a bit further out at the moment. I need to go a bit more to find somewhere that's sort of like as decent a price as what I'm paying, for the share that I'm in. But yeah, like sort of, like I say, generally I don't mind. Like it's a nice enough place. We have a garden there's a cat downstairs and everything, and I don't see the other two that much, so it's almost like my own place. It's just I would really like somewhere where I can.
Your own.
Yeah, I would like, and I have my own bathroom, so like a shower, room anyway, an ensuite. So that was like my biggest sort of stipulation, like when looking for somewhere, that I have my own shower room. But yeah, like the only other thing is that I really would like to be able to do my veg patch in the garden. And I've got some like pots out there, but there's just, the garden sort of has a lot of trees in it and things like that obviously I don't feel like I can go out and cut down, obviously, because they're not mine. So yeah, it's all just like factors like that it's just, I kind of wish it would be better. But and also I'd like to go back to getting my food delivery through, I would get it through this place that does like wonky veg and things like that, and stuff from like sort of actual farmers. But one of my housemates does night work, and he's like really funny about things being delivered to the house. So a few sort of culty things going on there. But so I get things delivered to my studio, my work studio address. which is fine, but I'm not going to get food delivered there. So, you know, unfortunately, I have to go to the local, you know, well, to the local shops, but to sort of like the biggest Tesco near me. And then, you know, because there's nothing here that is kind of greengrocer and kind of butchers and things way. So I have to go to a big supermarket.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the, you know, the sort of two kind of things that I really kind of fight with, because I was living such a nice sort of perfectly sustainable life for kind of what I think it is anyway, when I was in my own place. Yeah, then now I've kind of gone backwards with things, so
Yeah.
just try not to beat myself up about it too much. Lucy asked where you're from, Maya.
Tromsø. I'm from Tromsø. Tromsø.
That's why, yeah.
Tromsø. Some
Tromsø.
people say Tromsø because they can't pronounce the ö.
Yeah. But yeah, so we will see what the next year brings. You know, I feel good about a lot of things, so I think I will. Yeah, things will change in the right way. It's just a time, you know. It's sort of, I want it to be now, really, but I've got to wait.
Yeah,
So.
no, I guess it has to be stressful when you have your own business and you have to start rocking if you
Make sure that I bring in that certain amount every month. Exactly. That's why I'm like, you know, I sort of want to keep like my outgoings as kind of small as possible, so that I can, yeah, I don't have to stress so much.
yeah.
But
I
yeah.
get it. So
But I don't know how you're feeling, but I'm feeling rather tired.
yeah, me too. I was going to say that maybe.
Yeah, I just saw the time. We've been going
I
for a
just
long
yeah.
time.
I enjoyed chatting with you. So
Yeah, no, definitely. I was just a long time by myself, and probably, you know, just talking nonsense. But yeah, so that's cool. So thank you everyone that's been watching. Do go and check out Maya at her on her channel.
yeah, like I said, I don't post, but maybe I should start doing the, as we say in Norway, videos.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Do any videos. Exactly. And yeah, and then if you are watching, please like the stream, and subscribe to my channel if you would wish. And if you wish to buy me tea, donate towards the StreamYard fund, or buy a sewing lesson forward, pay a sewing lesson forward, sorry, for someone less fortunate. I've actually found some charities now. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. Then you can sort of pay into that, and it will pay for me to teach someone for half an hour, and then also give half an hour of my own time to people who can't otherwise afford to pay for a full lesson, but who would benefit from the classes, because then they can make their own money from it, basically. Oh, Lucy is saying, when is the next chat? Well, I cannot do next Monday, so I apologize. But we can always see about doing another day next week. Like, I don't know if sort of a Sunday's good for you guys, although obviously we're going to be doing Heather's stream on Sunday. But you know, maybe like another day in the week. Otherwise, we'll just sort of do it the following week after that. But I need to speak to Whitney because I forgot to email her earlier. But hopefully I will be doing a stream tomorrow with Whitney, if not maybe on Thursday, because I'm out on Wednesday. And then and then Heather should be starting her channel in time for Sunday to celebrate International Disabilities Day.
Will she be hosting the?
I believe so.
chat
Yeah.
on
She was
Sunday?
saying she's gonna make her own
Okay.
channel. Yeah, because that's what I was like, sort of being like, oh, I'll sort of host her. But yeah, she sort of said, I can't remember if she said it in the last live or not, but yeah, she's gonna start her own channel. So that would be really fun. And yeah, and that's all from us. Oh, and the one that I'm going to be doing with Whitney, just to say to people, is going to be on dyes, so fabric dyes, from toxic synthetic dyes to natural dyes. So if you are interested in that, then do come along, and one of these days I will get back into commentating over my videos on the sewing videos on the channel as well, and maybe also a clothing love story as well. I just it's like I sort of created all these things for myself in the summer when I had, like, you can kind of stream into the sort of wee hours, whereas now it's like so dark. I kind of like to hibernate a bit more, so I'm doing less streams.
Yeah. But you just let me know if you want next week another day, because
yeah,
I have no life.
I will.
So
yeah. Oh, no, I'm sure you do. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you.
I'm still going to say it, but I will word it slightly different. Love to you all rather than love you all, because I think everyone deserves love in their life. And have a wonderful week, and don't be too culty.
Yeah, no, right. Okay.
See you later.